Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. We are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce today. We're down here at Flamestone in Oldsmar, and we have several business guests that we're going to be talking about as far as their own individual businesses go and how it can actually help you out there in the community. My first guest happens to be Chris Raia.
Hello.
I'm so excited to talk to you because you're going to be giving us all hope in a crazy real estate market today.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a bit nuts out there right now.
A bit?
Yeah,
oh my
it's a bit
goodness. It really is. Now you're with the Suncoast
With
Credit Union.
Yes, ma'am. Suncoast Credit Union.
Did it used to be called Suncoast Federal Credit Union a number of years ago?
Suncoast Teachers Credit Union.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Because I've been a member ever since forever ago.
Right.
So, okay, let's talk about the real estate market. I had a personal experience for a week long that I thought I was going to lose my mind and just put myself in a brown paper bag and go to the moon, okay? I'm very serious about this. It was my family, and you
Okay.
know, that's sacred ground.
Absolutely.
Tell me what it is about your position there that makes you different by going out into the community and all that is helping people make a decision to buy, rent, or stay where they are.
Sure. Yeah, I'm part of the retail mortgage loan originations team at Suncoast Credit Union. The team was created probably about three and a half years ago. And what our job is to do, naturally you've seen our locations around town. Some people used to walk into the branch and apply or apply online. It's my job, and I've got 5 other team members, and what we do is we come out and we do events like this. It's our responsibility to build realtor relationships, business relationships. We do a lot with local police, fire departments, first responders, and teachers in schools and that type of thing. So it's my responsibility to come out into the community and get the word out about Suncoast and basically build my own base of business. And for that, I get to work from home and have time with the family and kind of make my own schedule in a sense.
Sure.
But at the same time, go out and build those relationships.
So you're going after your business in the community and
Correct.
doing presentations so that they
Yes.
understand that you've got some answers.
Correct.
So let's talk about that. Now, you
Okay.
gave me a couple of questions here. Where would you like to start first? You have a couple that maybe has been renting, a family.
Sure.
That was my situation.
Yep.
And they received their notice.
Yeah.
I think it was a 60-day notice, and that goes really
Wow.
fast.
Yeah.
Is it true that cash buyers are coming down here and gobbling up the market?
In droves.
In
Yes.
droves.
Yeah, it seems like the pandemic kind of kicked that off. I think where people up north could see that they could work elsewhere, and a lot of them have been coming down here from some of the states maybe that were locked down, where these folks had the opportunity to come to a place, maybe live a little bit better because lower cost of living from where they were living. So a lot of them have come down with cash because they've sold their homes, or they've just had cash with higher salaries and incomes up north. And they're buying homes cash. So it's not uncommon, actually it's commonplace now to see homes, let's say on the market for $300,000, and these folks coming in with cash offers and saying, well, I tell you what, you're asking $300, I'm going to give you $350, no appraisal contingency, I'm going to pay cash, no inspections, just because they want the home.
Exactly.
And that's, in a sense, it's hurt a lot of local buyers that really can't afford to do that. But it's become common in the market right now, waiving appraisal contingencies, etc. So, and it's also driven up your values. And I just got my new property tax bill.
I can't wait.
It's great when you see your values go up, but then when your home is reassessed too, it's kind of like, oh.
I know. Okay, so let's get right down to the nitty gritty.
Sure.
You've got a couple that has to get out.
Yeah.
How are you able to get a mortgage for these people? Do they have to have super duper high credit? I'm guessing they've just got to be to the moon with what you're requiring in order to get this done.
No, not necessarily.
No?
Not necessarily. The credit union has, a couple of our bread and butter products are what we call portfolio loans. And what a portfolio loan means, it's a little bit different, and I'm going to digress a little bit. Once your lending institution is large enough and can withstand certain financial risks, you're allowed to create your own loans, if you will.
Oh,
As
I
long
like
as
that.
you don't sell them. Because your loan, once you close on a home, is usually when you close on a loan with a big bank, your mortgage is packaged with a group of other mortgages
Right.
and sold off as an investment tool. So you'll hear some people say, hey, I closed And within 2-3 months, all of a sudden they sold my loan. Now I have to pay somebody else. And I'm not quite sure who I have to pay and what the deal is. With Suncoast, a lot of times with a lot of our products, that won't happen because we're going to portfolio the loan, which means we keep that loan in-house, and as such, we have to bear the risk on that loan. So if that loan, heaven forbid, goes bad for whatever reason, we have to eat the loan. But in doing so, when you make a portfolio loan, you can, within reason, you can make those rules. So for instance, I've got a first-time buyer loan that's just 3% down. There's no PMI at all. It's not in the rate. There's no upfront fee. We don't bundle that into closing costs. There's no what's called intangible tax. As a credit union, we're not charged intangible tax. It doesn't sound like a lot. It's 0.002% of the purchase price, but on a $200,000 home, that's $400 that saved you just saved in closing costs. And with that loan, we also pay up to $3,000 towards your closing costs, which is pretty big. Now, that loan we created for first-time buyers is a little different. It's what's called a 10-1 ARM. Now, some people do get concerned about the term ARM because it's adjustable rate mortgage.
Right.
But what we did is we found that most first-time buyers within 5 to 7 years will sell their home and move because they're doing better financially. They've met somebody, they've grown the family, and they've outgrown the home as well.
Sure.
So what we did was we extended that term because the usual ARM is 3, 5, or 7 years. We extended it to 10 years. So the rate and the payment are fixed for 10 years. There's no prepayment penalty on it. They can sell or refinance basically at any time. And it's not interest only, so you are paying toward principal as well.
Oh, that is music to my ears. That's what I couldn't wait to hear about what you're talking about.
And the rate is usually 1% less than a 30-year fixed note. So right yesterday, the rate was actually up to 5%, where the first-time buyer loan is at 4%. Yesterday. So it's always, it's kind of run in tandem where it's a point below the 30-year market note.
That, I'll tell you, that's crazy good. I love to hear that.
Yes.
Isn't this is what we need to hear.
Absolutely.
I wish I would have talked to you last week. Oh my goodness. But so let's talk about you being a member of the Chamber of Commerce, the Upper Tampa Bay. How has that helped you? Because you're going out in the community.
Sure.
So I'm thinking it makes common sense, right?
The Upper Tampa Chamber has helped me a bit. I'm still getting involved in the Upper Tampa Chamber too.
Good.
I need to be a little bit more involved, hence I'm here today with you, Barbara. But it's building relationships, it's building commonality with folks. There are a lot of lenders out there, and I understand that, you know, some people, especially realtors, will look at us and say, oh, it's another lender. But take your time and speak to a lender. I sold new homes for 15 years, and there were lenders that came in all the time. My question to them was always, what do you do differently?
That's what I said to you today, right?
Absolutely.
You've got to do business differently after what the last couple of years has looked like.
Yep.
Would you not agree?
Absolutely.
I know there's many of you out there thinking about, do I sell? Do I stay? Well, first of all, if you sell high, guess what? You have to buy high. That's what's out there today.
That's absolutely right.
But you're giving us hope. You're really giving us hope.
Well, I've also got another program that's unique to the credit union, another portfolio loan that's what we call a hero loan. That's for police, fire, nurses, EMTs, and anybody that works for a school or university. So it doesn't necessarily need to be just a teacher. It could be an admin, it could be one of the counselors, anybody that draws a paycheck from the school or university, and that's 5% down, no PMI at all, no origination fee, no intangible tax, and that's a 30-year fixed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And tell us who the heroes are again?
Police, fire, nurses, EMTs, and anybody that works for a school or university.
I love to hear that.
Yes.
This is the best information that I've heard on mortgages.
Absolutely.
Suncoast Credit Union, and I tell you, if you want to find out more about it, you definitely need to call Chris Raia.
Please do.
Because you can sit down with these people and go over the numbers and give them hope with something that's on paper. And I'm so glad that you have this hero loan.
Thank you.
Because my daughter-in-law is a nurse practitioner, so you and they will be talking, I'm
Absolutely,
sure.
I'd love to.
Yeah. And so let's talk real quickly. We only have just a minute remaining. What is the turnaround time once you sit down with your clients about?
Well, with me, if they go through the credit union, it can go into the internal side of the credit union, the internal loan officers, and that can take some time because they've got bushels of application that they're feeding through.
Right.
With me, you call me, you submit the application, I can call you that day or the next day, and we can get things rolling.
Okay.
And as long as I have a cooperative buyer, that's willing to get me documents and that type of thing in a timely fashion, we can get going pretty
That's
quickly.
that's what it boils down. Especially right now, there's no dragging your feet. There is
Yes.
absolutely no dragging your feet. You're doing business differently, and by stepping up and stepping out and coming on My Chamber TV, you realize how many people are listening to what you have to say.
I hope so.
And that has to be giving you some self-gratification to know that you can
Absolutely.
help people. I mean, after all, our home is our nest. It's everything to us. So thank you for coming on My Chamber TV.
Thanks for having me.
Call Chris. He'll
Thank
be
you.
happy to talk to you. We'll be right
Absolutely.
back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. We're featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber today. We have lots of great guests for you. My next one happens to be Fernando Robles. Did I say that properly?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay.
Yes.
So Fernando is with Infiniti Resource Management and is going to share what is so different about what you do in empowering businesses out there and really helping them move forward, especially after the last couple of years and what it's looked like.
Right. Well, the first thing I can say, stuff that I've witnessed, is we really take a lot of pride in the actual service. Like, we have a lot of different competitors, and as far as the payroll PEO industry, it's very, very saturated, especially in Tampa. So we tend to believe that we provide a more personalized stream of services when it comes to, maybe human resources, payroll, benefits, workers' compensation, amongst a lot of different other things. So, Infiniti, we don't even have like an automated answering machine.
Oh,
when you
good.
call,
Real people?
Real people.
Live
Yes,
voices?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I
And
love it.
we take a lot of pride in that because we understand that when there is a need, you're going to need someone to speak to, you're going to need something to be done, and that's kind of what we've been about.
Yes.
And that's where we feel that we separate from a lot of different competitors.
You just spoke to my heart and the hearts of gazillions of people out there because I am so over talking to an answering machine, and it creates stress
Yes.
for the person on the other end.
Right.
And I know we've been through some challenging times, but for any business that is going back to the good old days,
Right.
like old school, that works, doesn't it?
Yes.
Where you can actually engage in a conversation.
Right.
And you've got to be seeing a difference with this. Now, were you working with another company before where it wasn't any of the personal services?
Well, no, me personally, I'm kind of new to the whole industry in sales. I actually, I was in the restaurant industry for over 10 years. Everybody told me, oh, you should maybe get into sales, or I wound up getting connected, a relative who is also my coworker with the business. So I've been with them for nearly a year now. So it's not more of like my experience, but what I've seen from the clients that I've brought on and helped them, they see that, they appreciate the fact that when they call, they get someone on the line.
Yes.
Especially when you're frustrated or you're maybe going through that frustration, that time and that need is very important. So that when you're calling someone, you're actually getting someone on the line.
Exactly.
And we take a lot of pride in that as well.
Exactly, and with the human resources and all of that.
Right.
That's fabulous. So what's your favorite thing to offer to your clients?
So the main thing that not that I like to, but for me it's more of a must, and it's the fact that I can't stress enough the amount of service that we provide. So like even myself, there's different people, different departments within the business that, utilizes, and I try to be as involved as not only a representative, but as someone that can really help you as far as like maybe even transition, signing on paperwork. There's actually a whole department that actually handles that for you and kind of walks you through that. But I take a hands-on approach as myself, especially with my clients. I want them to know that I'm not just your representative. You're going to see me, you're going to meet me, me and I'm gone. I'm heavily involved in my clients, and I help them, you know, with their processes. I help them with their paperwork. I help them get involved. So I try to really offer them the amount of service, the personalized service that they're going to receive. Because I like to tell people, you know, we're not just software. We're actual people behind the scenes that are looking out for your best interests.
I'll tell you what, that makes a major difference.
Yes.
You're taking me way back over 30 some years ago in my first days of real estate.
Right.
And that's what it used to be like.
Right.
You know, you have a couple of loan officers in your hip pocket to refer people to, and they literally take you by. What you're doing now is going back to old school, as we were earlier talking about.
Right.
You're taking your clients by the hand.
Right.
You're leading them every step of the way.
Right.
You have a hands-on approach, which people are just. We're thriving to get that feeling back today.
Right.
So you're going to be you're already a game changer in this industry.
Right. And I believe I am, and I have a lot of faith, and I really do believe in the business that I work for. You know, especially with the culture. It's a very fun place. I'm actually been, you know, very gifted, like not gifted, but luckily, I'm able to work for a business that actually cares about their employees, and that extends to our clients. And not only do we deliver on our services, but we actually simplify a lot of different processes, being that we are a PEO where we take on the full scope of services, where you have some businesses that may be having a standalone policy with this company, they have payroll with this company, they might have benefits with this company, whereas we actually take on that full scope of services for you with one entity, with one team of people that are taking care of all your paperwork, all the hard stuff, all the stuff that you don't want to deal with. You give that to us, we handle it, and you can focus on the direction and growth of your business.
So it's like a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop, and not only one-stop shop, but we have plenty of different programs as well. So we have the PEO, which I like to say is like our full scope of services, our full scope. And then we have ASO, where it's like our, being that we're at a restaurant, it's like our a la carte menu, where you're going to actually pay for the exact services that you need. You may want benefits, and you may want HR. You may want payroll, you may need workers' comp, but you may not need the HR. So that's when we go in and we actually take care, and we go in and we actually try to figure out what problems you may be having and what problems best serve you. What makes the most business sense for you, what makes the most financial sense for you. Because we see a lot of businesses are dealing with a lot of different programs that, one, they don't need. They're not utilizing.
Too much.
Employees are not really aware of their benefits, utilizing their benefits, where we have that management, where we take on that full scope for you guys.
So you're covering it all. You really are. You're being the problem solver.
Yes.
And to be able to take away, first of all, taking away the stress of it all.
Right.
And for a client to have to try to figure a lot on their own, you're reducing their stresses, and you're really saving them so much time by doing it this way, with coming and getting all the services, one-stop shop.
Right.
And not only that, to save time, isn't time our most valuable commodity?
Yes. 100%.
I mean, really talk about another game changer here. So you've been a member with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber for how long about?
I've been, I believe I'm going on my 4th month. The reason I also wanted to get involved with the chamber is because not only, you know, I do work for Infiniti, but I'm also a new father. And
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I have a beautiful daughter, Hazel. Daddy loves you. But I wanted to get involved in my community, you know, just as a father, you know, and just as, you know, as I get older, you want to be aware of what's going on. Mainly for me, it will be the schooling, you know, the environment that I'm raising my daughter in. And just as I grow older and wiser, we say, right? You know, I'm just more aware of what's going on in the community and being heavily involved, you know, not just as a parent, but, you know, as a citizen, as a hardworking citizen as well.
You made a good choice joining the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber, because they are one of the very best, and it is like a family. Right. And you know what, as a new dad, is this your first time?
Yeah.
Only baby?
Yes, she is my only one as of now, yes.
Oh, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I mean that from my heart,
yes.
because you're leading by example already. already,
yes.
just by getting your pulse of the heartbeat in the
Right,
community.
right, yes.
And of course, joining the chamber and doing your business and doing a service of being a problem solver and giving people hope out there. I tell you, that's what this show is today, is really giving hope. That's why we do My Chamber TV. That's why Upper Tampa Bay gets involved with this, because we go out into the community. We have a full setup right here at Flamestone in Oldsmar, and our business owners come in and do their segments and share. Okay, we have 2 minutes remaining.
Right.
What would you like people to do besides call you for a consultation, right? And find out how you can help their businesses?
Well, you know, I would always say, obviously, we love all the business, and we really want to help and get and reach as many hearts and businesses as we can. But I would say, personally, to actually take a deeper look in what's really going on. What services do you have already? What services you may need? Take a look, take a step further, you know, because, you know, I don't like to blow smoke anybody's way and say, hey, I know for a fact I can save you money. That may not be the case for everybody. So I would say just go in, look at what you guys have going on right now, see what services you need, see what services you're utilizing, and then if you feel like you may not know, give us a call. Because 9 times out of 10, people feel like there is no problems, we're fine. There's a lot of complacency, and then when we go in, we see a lot of problems, a lot of money causing problems that, you know, money that they're losing, and we just want to resolve that for you and just, you know, get out there for a lot of different businesses, small or large.
That is an excellent point as we close, because I think this is just my own personal feeling. I could be wrong, but I talk to a lot of people in the community and all over the place. But people have a tendency to go complacent because they just don't want to deal with it.
Right, yes.
I'm fine. I'll pay a little bit more. I'm fine. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay?
And that transition too. People don't like to make that change. People are so comfortable with what they have, but you know what? Sometimes that change could be for the better of your business, and you know, it can't hurt to even just look.
You know,
so
you're
that's why I
so
always try.
right about that, Fernando. And do look, especially today. This is April 2022. Don't turn on the news, just listen to the pulse of what's happening. And we need to hang on to every penny we have. And as business owners, you know what I'm talking about. Fernando, you are awesome, and congratulations on that new baby girl.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are here at Flamestone in Oldsmar doing a live shoot, and I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks for joining us. We happen to have Tracey Arehart, who is amazing, a volunteer with Relay for Life, but I have to tell you, she's an ambassador. She's been with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber for 23, 24 years.
Yes.
You know your stuff.
It's been around a while.
I know. So tell us about the Relay for Life. How long have you been doing that?
Almost as long.
Really?
Yes. When the American Cancer Society came to the city of Oldsmar to ask if they could host an event here in the community, I happened to be at that, council meeting, and I'm like, well, that sounds like fun. So I said, well, sure, I'll do that. And then of course I jumped in and I got the chamber involved. So we've been doing it here in Oldsmar since 2001.
And that's a great marriage to have, is with the chamber.
Yes.
And a fundraiser, Relay for Life. So tell me how that goes, when it is, and all of that, right off the top.
Okay, right off the top.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now this year is a little bit different because with everything that's happened in the past 2 years through COVID, we've not been able to do an in-person event. So the American Cancer Society has lost a lot of its funding. And because of that, they've had to lose their staff. And they've had to get rid of their buildings and their offices because we want the money to go to our cancer patients and to the cancer programs and services. So we're doing a county-wide event this year for the first time in Pinellas. So it's one big event in Pinellas at England Brothers Bandshell Park, which is down in Pinellas Park at 5010 Dave McKay Way. So it's right off of 49th Street before you get to Park Boulevard.
That's easy to find.
Yes,
Good.
and it's a lovely park, and it's a bandshell. It's just a great place. So that's the first time we're doing a county-wide event. So all the teams from North Pinellas all the way down to South Pinellas, we're all going to be meeting in Pinellas Park, centrally located.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's going to be on April 30th, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. on a Saturday.
This must feel really wonderful to be able to get out there now. Oh my
And to gather
goodness.
again,
Oh,
to
yeah.
celebrate,
Yeah.
and to honor those
Yeah.
that we've lost, and those who are fighting. I mean, they're still fighting the fight.
Absolutely, and always will be unless something
Absolutely.
really wonderful happens.
That's what we're hoping for.
I'm
We
telling you.
want a day where the American Cancer Society won't have to be around because cancer will be no more.
Exactly. That's going to be music to everybody's ears. for
Exactly.
sure. So, just out of curiosity, did you get involved with this because of maybe family history or anything, or you just have the heart for
Honestly, it was just
It's
somebody
the heart.
made the ask.
Yes.
And said, "Would you like to get involved?" I said, "Sure,
Yeah,
I can do
yeah.
that." And I wasn't at the time personally touched by cancer. I mean, I had one aunt who had cancer, but it was bone cancer, and she got through that.
Mm-hmm.
Since I got involved, I think Relay was brought into my life to prepare me for being able to assist others.
Oh, see.
Because down the way now, in these last 20 years, I have had people, but I'm happy to say of all of that, of the people, most of them are still surviving.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
That's so good. So when you say assist, can you give our viewers an idea if maybe somebody is in the throes of getting diagnosed and that type of thing? How are you assisting them?
Okay. So the money we raise at Relay for Life, it is the signature fundraising event for the American Cancer Society worldwide. And all of the funds that we raise help to go with the programs and the services, all of the advocacy and the education of cancer. And some of the things that the programs and services we do help those cancer patients or those going through cancer, whether it's Hope Lodge, which is up here in Tampa. And that is a lovely apartment type facility where those people who have to come to Moffett or somewhere outside of the area for their cancer treatments, they can stay there free of charge. So they can just focus on their treatment.
Oh, okay.
The whole operating expenses of that entire place is covered by the money that we raise through Relay for Life.
That is so fabulous.
It's a wonderful place. We're Ronald McDonald House is for the kids.
Yes, yes.
Hope Lodge is for the adults.
That's so good to know because I have friends that have been schlepping back and forth from over in the Port Richey area, friends, back and forth.
Exactly.
That's very wearing.
And some of the, so we do some volunteer things. They have the Reach for Recovery where we have volunteers who will drive patients to their cancer treatments.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes, but
Very good.
there's also things like the 800 number. The 800 number is the most
Sure.
important thing. If I can tell everybody, it's 1-800-ACS-2345. Every minute of every day, there is a person at the end of that phone call. So whether the patient has questions, whether a loved one has questions that they don't want to talk to their loved one about, and they just need to speak to somebody, that's what that 800 number is for. But it also connects you to advocacy and advocates for yourself as a person going through cancer. You have questions and maybe the doctors, you're not sure which doctors to go to, or you want to see if there's an alternative option. That 800 number is such a resource for everybody. And that was one of the main things I learned. It's like, I don't know the answers. I am not a cancer, I am not in the medical field, but as a volunteer, I can offer that phone number to somebody. And there's always going to be somebody at the other end of that line to talk to them.
You mentioned something about alternatives. Are there alternatives that you can offer, or at least you give the number so that they can
You give the
find
number
out?
so they can find out, even things in their area. They've just come to this area because they're coming here for treatments. We can connect them to those support systems and things
Good.
of that nature that they may not be familiar with.
Yeah, because that
It's a resource.
the resource, just to be able to have the resource, where do I go? What do I do? What, you know, and I'm sure it's a shocker and it can be very depressing, but yet it can also, I mean, there's so many things out there that we can do with modern medicine.
Exactly.
And so much that can be offered. And thank God for you to be out there. And you've been doing this as long as you have actually been with the chamber,
Yes.
right? So that's like, if you're just tuning in, 23 to 24 years. That is a little bit of dedication, do you think? So you could probably write a book about Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, right?
Oh, for sure.
So
the stories I could tell.
The good and maybe the not so good. So just give us a couple highlights on why you should be a member of the Upper Tampa Chamber.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, if you are a business person, or even if you've just moved to the area, you want to connect with people. This particular Chamber of Commerce has been so connected.
Yeah.
Locally, community, with the city, with the counties, even with our federal and state government. So, you know, whether, again, if you're a business just starting out and you need that assistance, we have business assistance programs. And if you're a seasoned business, maybe you can be a mentor to some of the young professionals that are here. But myself, when I joined Judy Glenn Incorporated, she said the first thing you need to do is join the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes. Yeah.
And we joined back then the Oldsmar Chamber of Commerce. And I've been with it through the transition to a regional Chamber of Commerce. So it's been a great time. And it's been a benefit to my business.
Of course.
For sure.
Of course. And I mean, for 23, 24 years.
I wouldn't do it if it wasn't,
That's
have
me.
a meaning and didn't have a purpose and,
Yes,
do
yes.
something well.
I think more now these days people are looking for more of a purpose and what we're supposed to be doing and giving back. I mean, after the last couple of years and what it's looked like, I think people are trying to reach out into the community more. It means even more now. And survival in cancer, I mean, yeah, you can survive. It's not a death sentence, for heaven's sakes.
Not anymore.
And
Not
so
if you, and that's the most important thing right now. Because of COVID the last 2 years, many people stopped going to their doctors.
Oh, yes,
They stopped going for their
yes.
screenings because they were afraid to go out. And this is why we're trying to re-educate everybody. You need to go and see your doctors. You need to go and have your screenings because we don't want it. If you catch it early, there's things that can be done.
Right.
But it's when you wait.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
when it becomes a problem.
Or you don't want to know.
Yeah, and so there are things that we can do, that you can do as an individual, and you
Yes.
have to be an advocate for your own health.
I couldn't agree more with you. My husband and I try to be that way, try to be accountable and proactive. And quite honestly, our doctors respect us even more.
Exactly.
When we start asking them questions, well, why do you want me to do this? Can't we do this as an alternative? And surprisingly enough, if we're with an integrative doctor, which most of ours are, they take a look at this versus this, modern medicine versus alternative and holistic and that type of thing. So to be able to have the resources to get the answer that you need,
Exactly.
Tracey is your gal. I can promise you, with 23, 24 years in all of this, I think she's a little bit committed.
And can I just say real quick, for anybody who's not been to a Relay for Life, it is a family fun and family friendly event. It's only from 5 to 10 this year. The most important thing that we do is we celebrate our cancer patients and those in their families who've survived it. We honor those we've lost with our Luminaria ceremony, which is at 9 p.m. That is, the track lights go low, and it's illuminated by all the Luminaria bags that people have donated in honor of or in memory of. It's a beautiful time, but it's a family fun event. It's free to attend. We want everybody to come out, whether they're relaying or not. We want the community to come out and support the event.
Get engaged.
Exactly.
Thank you, my dear. So
Thank
good
you.
to see you again.
It was a pleasure.
We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today, we're featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, your host. And with me right now is Jim Williams. I can't wait to hear about all the events you have coming up for Goodwill Industries. Welcome to the show.
Oh, glad to be here.
Yes, and I see you have a list of things coming up. Let's talk about the first one that's coming up this month or next month.
That's coming up on May 14th.
May 14th, the Hippie Dash. Tell me all about that.
Well, this is our 6th annual Hippie Dash, and we moved last year to Safety Harbor from Gulfport. We started originally in Gulfport. There's a lot of retired hippies that live there, so
Yeah.
it's a good place to start. But we love being here in this area. We'll have 1,000+ people, and most of them dressed up in hippie attire.
I love it.
We'll have a 10K and a 5K run, and then a challenge run for those that are bold and want to do both of them. And it is a chip race, so we have a lot of people that use it to qualify for larger races. We have some fantastic shirts and medals that people love, but we have a vendor village. We'll have about 30 vendors from the area that will be there representing them and showing off their wares. We also have about 30 to 40 vintage VWs that join us.
Oh, now
which is a
that's
great thing.
neat.
Yes, so it's a lot of fun. Food, and of course now you have to have beer after a race, so that's all going to be there.
Of course.
But we look forward to having 1,000+, and we've already have over 700 people with 5 weeks to go. So we're really excited about it. But all of it goes to benefit Goodwill programs and services.
That's really great. And, you know, that's a perfect segue to talk about some of the other projects that you're working on. So you have Bookworks and a book drive. And when's
We do.
that? How does that work?
Well, Bookworks is our children's literacy program. We're in 8 of our 10 counties, and it's actually this last year, even with COVID, they were able to read to over 19,000 kids and pass out over 30,000 books, which was, believe me, a very reduced amount, but they did a lot of virtual reading. For the whole month of April, we do a book drive, and if you go to our website and look for Cat in the Hat, it's a way that you can donate funds that we can use to buy books directly, or you can still stop at any of our donation sites, at any of our stores, which there's one just 5 blocks to the west of where we're located, and drop off children's books that we use for that. But,
Oh, that's neat.
we love gingerly loved books that we clean and pass out to all these kids, primarily the low-income preschools. And our goal is to create, hopefully, a love to learn how to read and the passion to read, because it's a long, hard life if you don't learn to do so.
Isn't that the truth? That's a wonderful project for you. And now we also have the Belle of the Ball.
Belle of the Ball is a brand new program that we took over last year, and actually it was started a lady named Susan in Seminole in 2013. She asked us to take it over when she's retired. It is a program with a core belief that no young lady should never had the opportunity to go to a school dance, prom, homecoming, because of financial difficulties in affording a dress. Any young lady can come to our location, and we're actually fixing to open a brand new boutique at our Gandy site, and they can pick out a dress. But we've gone a step further. We're also offering them career counseling, so they can sit down with a counselor and try to determine what they might like to do in the future, and then create a path to get there, to hopefully break them out of that financial cycle that they're currently in. We currently have over 7,000 dresses for the program, and it's just another way of giving young ladies dignity and being able to participate in the events in the area. And I will say, if you go under careers under our website, we're looking for an additional volunteer coordinator for that program, and it'd be a great way to serve a lot of young ladies in our area.
Nice. That is really great. What's JAG all about?
That's Junior Ambassadors for Goodwill.
Okay.
One of the things that we've noticed years ago, that a lot of people our students are having problems getting their hours for Bright Futures and other high school requirements. So we created a volunteer program where we are hosting over 200 to 250 kids in several different ways, virtually or live, where they can come and serve in all of our different areas and learn a lot about Goodwill, but they really have an opportunity to help other people during the period that they're serving. And as anyone that has a high school kid 14 years and older is eligible for the group. In fact, one thing about the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber, several years ago, they sponsored an event where they hosted all the nonprofits that had anyone any programs to serve these kids, and we were excited to be part of that.
Nice. That's very nice. And you know, doing those activities and getting involved, it really lays some groundwork for some leadership as they grow older and stay involved, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So, Pathway Forward. What is Pathway Forward?
Pathway Forward is really our newest program. It's a human trafficking program.
Okay.
And there are several good agencies in the Tampa Bay area that we call first line, identifying and helping to stabilize someone. We are a secondary organization in that once someone is stabilized, they have a place to live, they are referred to us, and we do the same thing that we do in other programs. We're going to provide career counseling, put them on a career path to break out of that cycle, also assist them in finding a career, because we want them to be able to work and support themselves so they don't wind up going back to where they came from.
Sure.
It officially kicked off July the 1st of 2021, but it took us a whole year to get all of our counselors trauma training and other training to be able to provide the needs and the services that these people in all different areas are in our area. And a lot of people, you may not realize, Tampa Bay is one of the largest areas for human trafficking in the country.
I've heard. Yes, I've heard about that.
So we're really excited about the program, in that hopefully we can help break that chain that a lot of people in our area are in, and break out of it. You know, one of the things about Goodwill is most people don't realize what we do, why we're even here.
Right.
They just know we have stores in our area, but we are the largest human services provider in West Central Florida. But we'd love to talk about our programs and services that we do and how we're helping people to better themselves. And
Absolutely.
that's really our mission, is transforming lives through lifelong learning and the power of work. And that's not only externally, but even internally with our own employees, trying to help them move up. And we always kid, we hope we have somebody under us that's going to take our job one day.
I tell you, isn't that the truth? Well, it is about spreading goodwill. I mean, no pun intended. I mean, how long has Goodwill been around? I remember that when I was a kid.
Well, Goodwill International originally started in 1902, but locally, Goodwill-Suncoast was formed in 1954, downtown St. Petersburg, but we covered 10 counties under our Goodwill.
That's amazing, and people can get a hold of you to get involved in any of these different projects
That's
that you're
correct.
doing. Now, you've been a member of the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce for how long?
I've been here for 12 years, and it's been longer than that. To be honest with you, I don't know the exact time. One of the things that we do everywhere that we have a location, we're usually a member of that chamber. But one of the things I've learned to love about this chamber, as a nonprofit, it's probably does a better job serving the nonprofits of any organization that we've been. With their nonprofit roundtable, where they get all the area nonprofits together, and we can meet each other, talk, and explore ways to work together, to opening up opportunities to have a table at just about any event that they have to represent our organization and to share what we might have going on at the time. And I have to say, of all the chambers that we're a member of, I think I get 3 times as much communication from this chamber about all the events that's going on and being invited. So it's been exciting, and we really feel like that to me, this is probably my closest chamber that I'm involved with and enjoy being a part of.
Well, that's really exciting, and it's wonderful to see all the different projects. It's not just a store, but I got to tell you that Goodwill is where you can find some really cool stuff that you can't go out and buy today, believe it or not. And it's a great way to donate. I can't tell you how many times I've donated, from redecorating and just recycling and things of that nature. But to have you on the show today is your way of getting engaged into the community and being a member for as many years as you have, and you can tell that your heart is in what you're doing. I mean, look at all these different projects. You have Hippie Dash that's coming up May what?
May 14th.
May 14th. That's going to be held down at Gulfport.
No, it's going to be in Safety Harbor.
Safety
at the
Safety
marina.
Harbor.
Yes,
at the
marina. That's where we're the start and finish line. So.
Okay, perfect. And then, of course, you've got the Book Works, the Book Drive, Bella the Ball, JAG, and Pathway Forward. This is one of my passions as well, which is human trafficking. Let's clean this up. It's just too much, and you're doing a great job getting involved with all these different community projects and involvements, and I wish you so much luck in the future. If there's anything we can do, please let us know, and we'll have to have you come back here on the Chamber Show to let everybody see what's coming up. But if you want to get involved, the next one coming up is the Hippie Dash, and that's coming up in Safety Harbor, which is like right around the corner here.
And I
Yeah.
will say, between April 16th and the 24th, in celebration of birthday, if you sign up for the race, then there's a $5 discount. So,
All right.
So
Good.
please sign up.
Nice little plug. You can save
Yep.
some money there. All right. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
And thank you. We'll be right back in a moment. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. It's such a pleasure to be with you at Flamestone right here in Oldsmar. And my next guest happens to be Barbara Lyons. It's so nice to have you with us. You are the event coordinator. That
Yes,
is
I
so
am.
impressive. What a lovely job.
It's fantastic. So I work with all three restaurants with Meetup Restaurant Corporation. So we have this location, which where we're filming, Flamestone Oldsmar. We also have Flamestone Trinity, as well as Beechwood Seafood Kitchen across the street from us.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I asked you to hand me your menu, and I'm very impressed with everything
It'd make
on
you
it.
hungry.
Front and back. The wine list is amazing. So tell us, what is it like to be entertained and dined at Flamestone?
Oh, you are treated like royalty from the moment you walk in. We have an amazing staff. The servers are fantastic. Each of our locations has a terrific executive chef in place. Each location has their specialties. You were asking earlier, what's my favorite? Can't pick just one favorite. I love the tableside guacamole. It's a nice experience when you come in and the guac star comes to your table and makes it to order right there.
Oh, I love that.
It's amazing. Everyone loves that. We're well known for our steaks. So that's a lot of people's go-to. I love sea bass. I love the shrimp and scallop linguine. There's so many favorites. You can't go wrong with anything you select.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with it, and you have my favorites with the bourbon maple glazed salmon, yum. Sea bass is truly one of my favorites.
Yes.
And you just have a little bit of everything. And the French onion soup.
You like that?
Has to be stellar. Oh my.
Well, and speaking of bourbon, we are just coming, we revamped our brunch menu. So it's bourbon and buns. So everyone gets cinnamon buns, and we've got some bourbon infused specialties. We've got bacon, which comes on a really cute little clothesline. So you have to come and try the new bourbons and buns brunch.
And what time is your brunch?
It's Sunday only, and it's from 11 till 3 o'clock.
So 11 till 3.
Yes.
That sounds very, very
Yes.
doable. So how long have you been in this business? How long have you been with them?
I've been with them for about a year.
Yeah?
Yes, and each of the locations has two private spaces. So we have a large and a smaller space, and so we do a lot of different types of function, whether it's a corporate event, a wedding, showers, a lot of pharmaceutical dinners. So we have the capability to do anywhere from an intimate gathering to a very large.
Let's talk about that for just a moment.
Yeah.
Since you have, for private parties, what is the amount that you can hold in a smaller or versus a larger one?
In our small room here at Flamestone Oldsmar, we can seat 16 people, and in our large room, we can seat 60.
Okay.
At Beechwood, our small room is 60, and our large room is 90.
And now where is that location?
It's right across the street.
Okay.
It's literally right across the street.
Oh, well, that's really good to know, because as things are opening up now, people are wanting to get out there, have parties and celebrate.
Yes.
And it's really nice to educate on where you can go for maybe a networking group,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. We host those. Another thing that we suffered with everyone with COVID, but now we're finding the same thing as you were talking about in your previous segment. People are ready to get out and have
Yes,
fun and celebrate.
yes.
We do specialty wine pairing dinners. We're working on a bourbon pairing dinner.
Oh, nice.
So we have a lot of fun things in the works.
That's good. So you've been a member of the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, right?
We opened here 15 years ago, and the Pappas family have been members ever since. They were probably members prior to that because they had other restaurants as well before they opened Flamestone.
That's exciting. Well, this is a
Yes.
perfect venue for having, well, even we're shooting here. We're
Yes,
here
yes,
live.
it's a
we're out of the
gorgeous
studio.
facility.
It really
Yeah.
is. And I bet this is a place that's really hopping. When you open up,
It's fun. It's very busy. We've got, as I said, we've got great staff. Everybody's doing their thing. It's a well-oiled machine.
and that's important for people today because some of the restaurants, they've lost some staff, and so they want. Everyone that's been on the show today is talking really customer service. Customer service, as you know, especially in the food industry.
Right.
And with the way the economy is going, and it's growing, it's not growing, and people want to get out, but they want to really have it be an experience to remember and not fret about.
Right.
And you sound like you do have a pretty well-oiled machine here.
It is, and our focus has always been customer service. Our owner, George Pappas, started out years ago as a busboy and has done everything in the restaurant industry, and that's the main thing he drives home is customer service, take care of your people. We want to be here in the community for a long time and part of the community and have repeat business, so we try to
Exactly.
take care of our guests.
So does this owner own the other restaurants
Yeah,
as
it's
well?
the Pappas family,
It is the
and
okay.
they own Flamestone Oldsmar, Flamestone Trinity, and Beechwood Seafood Kitchen.
Okay, and where's Beechwood?
Beechwood is across the street,
Right
they're on Tampa Road, in Oldsmar as well.
Okay, very
So-
good. Because I'm familiar with a Flamestone up
In Trinity,
because I live up
yes.
that way.
Oh,
Yeah, but
yes.
this is still not far at all.
No.
But you're right in a good area. How has the chamber worked for you as far as engaging people in the community and just, other businesses?
Oh, amazing. The Chamber has hosted different networking events. I believe they meet once a month, and so they kind of alternate and go back and forth between this location of Flamestone as well as going over to Beechwood, and they have it on the patio out there. So
That's
yes,
nice.
they've been,
That's great.
yeah.
So I know we had some still shots that I would love to show.
Yes.
And I'm getting hungry for dinner, and
Well,
I've got a few hours
the
away.
chef should be coming on duty any moment.
Let's talk about what's going on here. This is lovely.
Yeah, that's the vanilla creme brulee. That's our back wall. And, as I mentioned, we're very well known for our steaks as well as our selection of liquor. We have an amazing bar manager who has curated a phenomenal wine list and bourbon. That's our Flamestone 21. That's our ahi tuna. That was the table set for one of our wine dinners. We did a wine pairing dinner, the one that you just saw the picture of with Michael David Winery.
Ooh,
And
nice.
of course our guacamole, that's our tuna tower. And we're back to our creme brulee.
Wow, those just make me. I'm salivating. Everything looks so good.
I know. Everything is delicious.
That's
And-
right. So, what are some of your favorites? I know it's hard for you to pick favorites, but just as we're winding down, we have less than 3 minutes remaining.
They tease me because I get in a rut and I order the same thing. I order the
I do that
salmon a
too.
lot. And I also the chef Chef Thomas at this location has really creative, very interesting specials. So I like like to try a special because I eat here a lot.
Yes.
So it's nice to mix it up with a special. I love the shrimp and scallop linguine. My dad's favorite is the filet mignon, and he loves the double butter mashed potatoes.
Oh, double butter. Sign me up for that.
Yes.
So that's exciting to have a nice menu like that, and to be able to also have meeting rooms.
Yes.
If you're thinking about maybe a birthday party, the more people I talk to, and believe me, I am a homebody. I love entertaining at home, but it's really nice to go out and be served upon.
Yes.
And that just makes a big difference when you're going somewhere where customer service is key, and you are going to be served, and in a massive way with some unbelievable foods. I can't wait to come and try you out myself.
Yes.
So what about your wines? Talk about the wines.
I'm not the person to talk about the wines. We need Nicola here. We're working right now with a new company to do the wine tasting dinner. I believe Nicola has picked Orin Swift as our next wine dinner to be featured. As I said, we've done different ones in the past, and I'm not sure who he's selected to do the bourbon tasting dinner, but we've got that in the works as well. And at Beechwood, we're going to be doing a tequila pairing dinner.
Nice.
So yeah, we just have a lot of exciting specialty dinners coming up.
So what would you say for the wine pairing or the bourbon or any one of those? Excuse me. How long does that last in an evening, would you say?
Oh,
it
you know
sounds
what?
to me that's real dining.
It is. It's an amazing experience. The chef is involved at every part of it. So he's at the tastings, and so everything is curated around, what pairs well. So we'll create an amazing menu. The evening usually starts at 6, and they have appetizers and go through either 5 or 6 courses. And so I think, 10. I think we said it was going to get out earlier than it actually did. People were having fun, and they stayed longer.
That's so great.
So
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you opened up your restaurant. We are once again down here at Flamestone in Oldsmar, and we've been featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and we thank you for joining us on My Chamber TV.